Yo guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you part 2 of how to make a time trial speedrun timer and stuff. So last episode we made the timer work with a personal best system that actually automatically saves. So as you guys can see, our personal best is 0.361. And okay, we will need to dance for that. But as soon as we beat that, boom. As soon as we beat that personal best, it'll update on that personal best tab. Yeah, as you guys can see, it updates, and it also appears like it also saves. If I leave and rejoin, it'll save. But that's not what we want to do today. Today is the part where I actually make an automatic leaderboard. So yeah, let's get started. So first off, we of course need like a part and stuff, so just add a part. You can design it really however you want. For example, this other auto leaderboard timer has like one neon part. I can try and replicate it as well as I can. And then like these just sticking out. So boom. And then this is like dark gray. Like pretty dark gray. You could make it like this with like these effects on the sides. You could also scale this a bit up so that it's also the same size. Like there's a little bit of difference. So I think that actually looks pretty decent. And I'm just gonna anchor both of those parts. Now this is gonna be, yeah, that's the neon part. I'll just do a neon LB part, and then this is gonna be the leaderboard part. So inside of the leaderboard part, we need to add a surface GUI to actually like put in our text labels. So we're gonna name this leaderboard GUI, and inside of this, we're gonna insert 5 text labels. Now you can make it more or less. I'm gonna make it 5 because why not? Basically, because there's gonna be 5. There's gonna be 5 places on the leaderboards. But you can make it 10, you can make it 15, you could even make it on a, like, put it on a scrolling frame if you really want to. It's all up to you. So basically, I'm actually gonna delete them, and there is one thing which is like a UI list layout. And when that's in there, and I just put a text label in there and duplicate it a few times, yeah. Now, the only thing is, it's not right sized, so we're just gonna take this and we're just gonna resize it a bit. So, like, size, boom. No, like 0.5, obviously. 0.2. So it's gonna be 0.2. Background transparency will make it 1. And then text scale is on. So you can also like change these things, like make the text white or like light gray or something. You could really do whatever you want. It doesn't need to have a text. It'll update automatically, but you will be able to see the text when there's no time. When there's no time. So if you wanted to say something, because like if you're the only one who's playing and no one has ever played the game before, then there will be you on the leaderboard and then 4 more people. But there's not actually 4 more people. There's just gonna be this text, which is label. So you can change it. You can change it to. Actually, wait. This looks. You can change it to whatever you want, like no time yet. So you can just keep it like this, and then you can literally just duplicate it like this. No, 1 second. Let me do it like, yeah. So like this worked perfectly fine, and yeah, like this, it's a pretty well working leaderboard thing. So I'm just gonna name these differently, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and oops, 5. Now you could also add like some cool effects to this, which I usually like to do. For example, the first place, of course, gets like a golden type of border, maybe. Let me try and do it. This looks pretty golden. So this looks pretty cool. You can also make it a bit thicker. You can also turn on rich text with this, so it'll actually fill up this whole thing. I think I'm actually gonna do that. But you can really design it however you want. Now this one's gonna have like a silver background. I'll try to make it. This looks silver. And then the third one, yeah, because it's the text color. Then the third one, I'm gonna make the border like bronzy. But yeah, again, you can customize it however you want. So you don't have to do any of this. It's just for for the looks. So yeah, we have gold, silver, or bronze, and then the other ones are not important. So now we actually need to make the script to make the leaderboard work. So we don't need to insert a new remote event inside the replicated storage, which has to fire, because the best time is actually the only remote event we need. So basically, we have the best time event, and we could just only make the leaderboard like update when this event is fired, because it's only fired if a person gets a new personal best. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. So instead of adding one of these inside of the replicated storage, you can just add another script inside of the server script service. You can name it however you want, like leaderboard script, like this. And then inside of the script, we're first gonna get the replicated source, or local replicated storage is equal to game get service replicated storage, and then local data store service is equal to game get service data store service. And now, instead of using like in the data saving, we used is it here? Oh wait, yeah, no, we haven't done any. But actually, yeah, we have gotten this get data store. So we did get data store here, but for the leaderboard, we're actually going to use the get ordered data store. So that is, it isn't going to be like whoever gets a time first is going to be on top. It's going to be whoever gets the best time. So we're going to do local data store, like leaderboard. I'm going to make leaderboard store is equal to data store service get ordered data store, and then in here you can put like leaderboard, or if you want to add main like multiple obbies at some point, which I'm gonna make a tutorial on how you can do that with multiple obbies as well. But if you just want to do that, you can name it main leaderboard. I'm gonna actually do that, so I already have that set up if I'm actually gonna make that part for multiple obbies. But yeah, if you're only planning on on making one obby, then that's completely fine. You can just make it leaderboard. Again, this works the same as this. If you change this to anything else, the leaderboard will be reset, because it's dependent on this data store. And yeah. So now we're actually gonna first make sure that the leaderboard never updates for some reason. It could always happen. That's why I always like to implement this. It doesn't, like, you don't want it to update when it's not your personal best. So we're just going to do replicated storage dot best time dot on server event connect function. And then in here you're going to put like player and then time. Because if we go into the starter GUI, screen GUI, text label, timer script. So inside of the timer script, on end touch, we fired the server with the current time. So the current time is actually going to be the new personal best. So basically, this current time is actually the time they got when this event fires, but this event only fires if the personal best dot value, like it's the current time is below the personal best dot value, because you want it to be a personal best. So yeah. So this is gonna be the time, and the player. If you're like if you're listening to an on server event, then the first argument in the function is always the player. It can't be anything that you fire with in the timer script or something. It always has to be the player. But you can also write anything else here. You can write lol here or just plr. Doesn't matter. I like to use player at this point. I used to like plr, but at some point it was just really confusing, so I now use player. So now we're gonna do time, because this is kind of bad. Okay, so the ordered data store doesn't actually accept decimals. So we actually have to make it a full number first. And then later, when we put that on the leaderboard, we're going to make it a decimal number again. So we're going to do time equals to math.floor, and then time times 1,000. You could do that. And then leaderboard store, you can do update async, and then player dot user ID, because ordered data store, like, you can't put a string, like you can't make a half string half user ID, so it has to be the player user ID for this one. Like this is gonna be the key for the data store, so yeah. Player, like, this is the player's user ID, and then function old time. And then in here we're gonna do if not old time, then we can do old time equals to math dot huge. So this basically just makes the old time be either if it doesn't exist, it's just gonna be the starter personal best. So yeah. Then here, if time is below, like, smaller than old time, then you're gonna return time, and else you're gonna just return nothing. So I could explain this in depth, but I'm not gonna do that. That's just gonna make sure that first off, the time gets multiplied with 1,000, because it has 3 zeros. So there's no decimals because we made it with 3 decimals, and then it's gonna be a full number, so we can actually make it get it inside of the data store, so that the data store works with this time. And then after that, when we want to put it on the leaderboard again, it's going to be a decimal number again, because we're going to divide it by 1,000, which is basically just going to revert this thing. So we're now going to do, like, local leaderboard part is equal to workspace wait for child leaderboard part, or just workspace.leaderboard part, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to do local surface GUI is equal to leaderboard part dot surface GUI. Actually, wait, no, we called it leaderboard GUI. And then local position labels is equal to, so this is gonna be the positions for the players, so like what place they are. And it's basically just going to be surface GUI, wait for child, and then you can put 1, and then it's going to be the same with 2 and stuff. Actually, wait, let me just, boom, copy that. We need that 5 times because we have 5 places. If you want more, you could just make more, but also remember to make the part maybe bigger, or put in a scrolling frame, and then also rename these text labels. But it's just 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So now we're gonna do local function update leaderboard. So first we're gonna get the leaderboard data. So local leaderboard data is gonna be leaderboard store, and then get sorted async. This basically searches yeah, you can see it here, a boolean indicating whether the return data pages are wait, no, that's ascending. Yeah, I was confused. So get sorted async async basically just makes it just sorts it, and you can put false, which is ascending if it's ascending or not, and then comma 5 like this, which is the page size, so the length of each page. Now we're going to do local current page, because apparently with ordered data stores, you can only work with pages. So basically one page can only hold 100 places. So if you want to make a leaderboard with like 1,000 places, you can only load 100 at once, and then load the next page if you just like click load more or something. But it can't just work with one single page. It has to be multiple. So local current page is equal to the leaderboard data. Leaderboard data. And then get current page. This shouldn't get the current page, which it's on, and yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then we're going to do for I data in I pairs. And then we're going to make, we're going to do current page do. So first off, we're going to divide the time by 1,000 again, so that we have the old time again. So local time equals to data.value. Actually, data.value. Data.value divided by 1,000. You can check if you want to. You can make it print the time in the output to check if it worked. So you can just do print time, and it'll actually print the time in the output on the view tab, so it'll be here. I'm not gonna do that because I don't need to. If I do, then I'll just do it later if it doesn't work, but I think it works. Then if player, then I forgot something. So yeah, I'm kind of stupid. Okay, so we're gonna do local position label is equal to position labels, and then it's gonna get an array, and it's gonna get I. So this is from this function. Now we're gonna check if the position label is even there. If it's not nil, and we're gonna do local player equals to game get service players, and then get name from user ID async. We're just going to do data.key because that's going to return us a user ID, which is going to like this user ID is from the player who gets the good time, and this is actually the data key. So you can see here update async key string and then some other stuff. So yeah, now we're gonna do if player then. So if the player even exists, we're gonna do position label dot text is equal to string dot format. Now this is gonna be a bit complicated again, so it's gonna be %d dot and then %s, and then you can make it like this, so that it's gonna have like it's gonna be okay. He's first blah 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 radio underscore 2009 blah blah blah, and then this this line, and then you can do %.3f. This is gonna basically make it 3 decimals, and then we're just gonna put I and then player dot name. No, player, not player dot name. We already have the player, which is the player. This is the player name. So we're just gonna do player and then time. So we have the player's time, and then we're gonna do if the player is not there, we're gonna do position label dot text is equal to nothing. All right, and now basically what you can add, what you're also gonna add is replicated storage dot best time dot on server event connect function, and then player time again, and then time equals to math dot floor time times 1,000, and then you can do leaderboard store set async player dot user ID comma time, and then you're just gonna update the leaderboard once, so that it updates as soon as you get on the leaderboard, and then you want to put at the end of the script another update leaderboard, so that the leaderboard updates when when the server starts. It's just gonna run through the update leaderboard script once. Alright, so that was a bit complicated, I know, but future scripts probably aren't going to be this complicated, and I'm going to keep them as simple as possible so that we can make this a bit easier. But we have our leaderboard here. We're just going to click play right now. Now, one thing to mention is we kind of do need to, for a normal time to appear on our leaderboard, because right now we already have a personal best. But we don't want that. We want to test it out if the leaderboard thing works. So I'm just gonna reset personal best, like the PB value, by just putting a 1 after this. So now I'm gonna join the game. Studio is actually getting a bit buggy sometimes. If I click play, it just sometimes gets gray and then nothing happens. Alright, finally. So, we're inside. Personal best is reset. I'm just going to get 0.4 seconds. And as you guys can see, it's actually on the leaderboard. Now, one thing I do need to mention is that, as you guys could see, I got 0.498 and 0.497 on the leaderboard. That is because we had to actually, go through, calculations. And that made them just a bit too inaccurate, but it's always just 1 millisecond, so I hope it really doesn't matter. And if we just try and get not a personal best, as you guys can see, it's not gonna happen. Nothing's gonna happen. If we get a personal best and just wait a little bit, it takes a little bit of time till it actually gets on the leaderboard. But as you guys can see, it's there again. So now we're just gonna leave the game. We're gonna join again. There you go. It's there again. So yeah, that was it with this tutorial. I really hoped you enjoyed. The next video is also gonna be like a scripting video, but it's gonna be a little bit shorter. Basically, the reason why that is because it's going to be a pretty simple oops, oh my god, my voice cracks. It's going to be a very, very simple admin panel, which is really easy to make, which can basically remove times from the leaderboard, so that if someone cheated on the leaderboard, you can remove their time, and then, yeah, it's fixed. There's no cheater on the leaderboard. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.